Hi, it's Linda. I'm going to talk today about anxiety within children's and teens, so 18 years and under. So as we know, anxiety can be normal. I mean, we all have anxiety at all ages, just like maybe fear of the unknowns, which is very typical and acceptable, and usually very manageable and tolerable. As we discussed in the last video with the separation anxiety, again, that is a normal developmental milestone within children, but then they usually outgrow that around the age of 2 to 3. So after that, if it still continues to be an issue and people are unable to cope or function with that, it's really impeding that, that's when obviously you might want to seek some help, or that's becoming more of an issue for them. So for kids, when they're younger, they don't have vocabulary. So for them, it's all about, the parent, the caregiver, they feel very safe with that person. That person's feeding them, changing them, keeping them clean, keeping them warm, loving them. They feel very safe and secure for the most part. So that is, that's just kind of what they're used to. So when that caregiver does leave their sight, then it's out of their comfort zone. So then they cry, right? They want to be with that person all the time because they feel very safe and secure with that person. Get a little bit older, and if they're, maybe something else happened, maybe they don't really necessarily have separation anxiety, maybe they have social anxiety or just generalized anxiety. We want to look now, maybe their school age. Is there some type of bullying going on at school? Is there some type of, fear of rejection, fear of isolation, even fear of abandonment, maybe your friends? And so you want to look, into maybe some of those things, like what is keeping them from, kind of functioning more normally. You might notice they might report stomach aches or headaches because things start to come out somatically as well when we kind of hold that anxiety in, or we don't know how to express the anxiety. So behavior is communication. So when people don't have the words, sometimes they will act out. They'll behave in different ways to get out that emotion or that feeling because they don't know how to verbalize it to us. So that is important too, to keep an eye on that and really notice if you notice any behavior changes within the child. As we grow older, obviously our brains are growing, we're getting, higher level thinking capabilities, problem solving capabilities. So you can go a little bit deeper with your kid when they become teenagers to try to really figure out, what might be causing some of their anxieties, and they would have more words to express to you what that may be. Again, they might not be sleeping well, they might not be eating well, and that contributes to a whole host of other issues with our person. So when we're not eating well or sleeping well, that just everything really starts to go downhill, and everything else, can you imagine, anxiety is going to definitely increase and get worse. Also, if you've noticed anxiety, even if you've had it as an adult, if you've had it for a really long time without any type of treatment, it's very possible that it can turn into depression, because after a while of not being able to handle or deal with the anxiety, you just start to feel hopeless and helpless, and it's terrible. I mean, it's something you want to address as soon as you can, because you don't want it to get to that point where now you're depressed on top of everything else you're having to deal with, all the worries. There's a couple things you can say to yourself. Is there anything I can do about this issue right now? If no, then I just have to let it go. Can I do anything about it right now? If not, then let it go. I mean, there's nothing you're going to do about it, so why continue to worry about it? And so you can, give your children these little phrases too, maybe like, it is what it is. It's another skill we teach. So it is what it is. Again, it's nothing I'm going to do about it, or nothing anybody else can do about it right now, so we have to let it go. So, there are people that worry about things that are completely outside of us, that we literally have no control over. So why are you going to let that stuff bother you? I mean, some people do, though. That's the thing. Some people do. So you really have to, bring it in onto what can you control. And really the only thing you can control is ourselves. So we can't control other people, what they think, what they say, what they do. We can only control what we say, think, and do. So that makes it a little bit easier when you break it down that way, that there's no sense in worrying about the world, much less, or actually other people, much more the world. So, we try to bring things down so that we're keeping things in small pieces for kids to be able to handle, like one thing at a time versus 20 things at a time that they think they might be having to juggle. So, there's ways obviously to help with this. And, I was offering a 6-week program for teens, but I actually had stopped that. But, obviously I'm still able to help. So if you guys want to give me a call and talk a little bit deeper about it, just please let me know. Just DM me and I'll be happy to get back with you.